Hey team, it's Coach Sam here from Orange Theory in Bromley. I'm going to be talking you through what we're going to be doing in our workout today. Coming up, we've got ourselves a full body workout, working on the stabilizer muscles, we've got some compound exercises, and then we're finishing off with some high intensity work at the end. In terms of equipment team, if you have yourselves a mat, a water bottle and your Orange Theory heart rate monitor, on top of that, if you have a resistance band and a medium to light weight, they'll be great for the workout. However, if you don't have those pieces of equipment, do not worry at all. We're going to get you through this workout absolutely fine. For our dynamic movements team, to get our bodies ready for exercise, we've got 5 exercises. Each exercise, we're going to do 1 round and we're going to do for 1 minute each exercise. We're going to start off with our windmills, so we're going to be lying on our back. We're going to have our hands out to the side, knees at a 90-degree angle, and then we're going to rotate around as far as the body allows. Coming down each side, just mobilizing the lower body. Once you've done that for 1 minute, we're going to go into our hip rocks, which we're going to do for 30 seconds each side. So we're going to have our hands just over our shoulders. We're going to take one leg out to the side so it's nice and straight. We're then going to rock back into our heels. Nice and slowly, just like that. Opening up those hip flexors. Again, team, we're going to do that for 30 seconds each side. Our next and third stretch, we're going to be in our bear crawl position, and we're going to come up to a pike. So we're going to come down, and then we're going to come back up again, straightening out those legs, feeding it through the hamstrings and the calves. Your option, team, is to go down to a kneel on that bear hold, and then we're coming up, pushing our bum into the sky, just like that. For our fourth exercise, we've got alternating lateral lunges. So we're going to come out to the side, switching over, and we're going to do that on repeat. Your option, team, will just be to reduce that range of motion as we're coming down. Our final minute in our dynamic movements, we're going to do our jumping on the spot, pretending like we've got our skipping rope. And we're going to hold that for 1 minute as well. So we've got 5 exercises, team, 1 minute each exercise. Let's get to work. For block number 1, we're going to be using our resistance bands for our exercises. It's 6 minutes in total and we have 3 exercises to complete, which we'll do on repeat until time is called. For exercise number 1, we have got ourselves the iso sumo squat with front raise. So with our bands, we're going to take the tension through the bands with our hands shoulder width apart if we have them. We're going to go into a sumo squat, so feet outside, shoulder width apart. We're going to come down into that squat and we're going to hold it. We're then going to raise up our hands, just like this in that front raise, keeping the tension through the bands, just like that. Your option here, team, is to reduce the tension on the bands or to not sit quite so deep and reduce that raise. We've got 10 reps in total of this exercise. For our second exercise, we're going to have the band around our wrist. We're going to have our hands just underneath our shoulders, and as our left hand comes out, our right leg is going to kick up behind us at the same time. So nice and slowly gliding that hand out, and that opposite leg is kicking back. Your option here, team, is to reduce the range of motion, or you can just remove the band altogether and complete the exercise exactly the same. You've got 10 reps on each side for this exercise. For our third and final exercise in this block, we're going to be lying back, keeping our shoulders off the floor with our band by our wrist still, having our legs up, kicking up, maintaining that resistance through the band and those shoulders off the floor. We're going to kick up just like this. Your option here, team, is to lie your shoulders back on the floor, kicking up, or to remove the band, or to reduce the range of motion in the kick. We've got 20 reps in total of this exercise. This is a 6-minute block, team, and you're going to repeat these exercises until time is called. Let's get to work. For our second block, team, this is an 8-minute block. We're going to be repeating these exercises on repeat until time is called. For our second block, we're going to be working on that upper body, and we're going to be having those dumbbells or pieces of resistance if we have them, and I'm going to demonstrate the exercise that we're going to be doing in this block. For our first exercise, this is called Around the World. We're going to be standing feet shoulder width apart with those dumbbells just down by our hips, knuckles facing forwards. We're going to come up to that overhead position, coming down nice and slowly. We've got 10 reps in total of this exercise. Your option, team, is just to not come up so far. For our second exercise, we've got an uppercut. So we're going to have those dumbbells by our chest, and we're going to keep the tension through the shoulders. So we're going to come up, keeping those elbows unlocked, coming down nice and slowly, just like that. So we're pushing up, not locking up the elbows, coming down nice and slow. Again, we've got 10 reps of this exercise. Your option will be not to come up quite so far or to reduce your weight. Our third exercise, we've got a hip hinge high row. So we're going to hinge over, pushing the bum back, slight bend in the knees. We've got our high row. So we're going to keep those dumbbells coming up to our shoulders, squeezing the scapula, coming down nice and slowly. Your option here, team, is just not to hinge over quite so far or to reduce the range of motion coming up. We've got 10 reps in total of this exercise. Our fourth and final exercise of this block is going to be our alternating shoulder press. So we're going to have our dumbbells out to the sides, elbows at that 90-degree angle, one at a time, driving up to the sky, coming down, and then we're going on the other side. Nice, slow and controlled, coming down, just like that. Your option, team, is just to not increase the range of motion quite so far. So reducing that range of motion just like that. We've got 10 reps in total of that exercise, so 5 each side. We've got 8 minutes, team. We're doing those exercises on repeat until time is called. Let's get to work. For block number 3, team, this is an 8-minute block. We're going to be looking to complete a minimum of 2 rounds of exercises. We have 3 exercises in total, and each exercise has 10 reps each. Our first exercise is our press up. So we're going to have our hands just underneath our shoulders. We're going to squeeze those glutes, have a nice rigid body. We're going to come down nice and slowly, and then we're going to drive up. Coming down nice and slowly, and driving up. Your option here, team, is we can go down onto our knees, lifting our toes off the floor, and completing the exercise as such. We've got 10 reps of that exercise. For our second exercise, we're going to be in our hip bridge position. So we're going to have our feet planted on the floor, squeezing up, holding those glutes. We're going to do that tricep extension, bringing those dumbbells down to our forehead, and we're going to drive up again, keeping those glutes tensed, coming up, driving up to the top, feeling it through the triceps. Your option here is to lie down on the floor completely, completing that tricep extension with our back on the floor. We've got 10 reps in total for this exercise. For our third and final exercise, team, we're going to go into a hip bridge position again. We're going to do a chest fly. Those dumbbells are going to come down nice and slowly, squeezing through the chest. We're coming up. We're then going to flatten ourselves down. And we're going to go into a double crunch. We're then going to go back into that glute bridge, squeezing up. Coming up, coming down, into that double crunch. Your option here, team, is to go flat onto your back again, or also with our double crunch, is to keep those knees bent throughout the exercise. We've got 10 reps of this exercise, team. Let's get to work. So team, it's our fourth and final block for today's session. This is going to be 4 minutes in duration. We've got 2 exercises for this block, and because we're going to be working that Tabata style, so we're doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, we're going to be looking to empty that tank, that all-out feeling for our efforts in this final block. Like I say, we've got 2 exercises in this block. Our first exercise, we're pretending we've got that skipping rope. We've got 20 seconds of work here. We then got ourselves a 10-second rest. Our second exercise, we've got our iso squats, alternating punches. So we're squatting down nice and low, punching there, keeping that intensity nice and high. Your option is to not squat down quite so low and slow that punch down. Once you've done those 20 seconds, you've got another 10-second recovery. We've got 4 blocks in total, team. Let's get to work. And we're going to recover there, team. Fantastic work as always. Hope we had a great session today. We're going to finish off our session just with some stretches to relax the body after that intensity and all that hard work we've just put in. For these exercises, team, we're just going to do one round. We're going to start off with our overhead standing reach. So we've got the hands up to the sky, reaching over to one side. And then we're going to switch over to the other side, doing 20 seconds on each side. Our second stretch, we're going to take our hand and take it across the body, having the other hand coming up, squeezing through the delts, relaxing those shoulders down. Again, team, we're going to do 20 seconds each side of this exercise. Our third stretch is going to be our standing chest stretch. So we're going to take our hands out to the side, squeezing back through the shoulders, feeling it through our chest, holding that stretch there. And then for that fourth stretch, team, we're going to take the hands into the small of our back, squeezing those shoulders back, looking at that internal rotation, and holding that for 20 seconds. Our next exercise, team, is going to be our standing quad stretch. So we're going to take one leg, taking that heel up to the bum, holding that for 20 seconds each side. So you've done one side, we're going over to the other. If you struggle for balance, focus on a point on the floor or hold on to something. Our second to last stretch, team, we're going to come onto our knees, stretching out those forearms. So we've got those hands pointing towards us, leaning into that stretch so we feel it through the forearm. Again, we're holding that for 20 seconds. Our final stretch is going to be our child's pose. So we're going to make ourselves nice and long, taking our bum back to our heels and holding that stretch there for 20 seconds. Once we've done our stretches, team, we're ready to go on and attack the day and have a great day. And we'll see you very, very soon.